Open-ended, targeted questions. This is how you're going to lead your dream practice. So, one that I found myself asking today was just how many shitty mid-level managers, leads, supervisors can we get rid of? Can we take out? And not only that, but I wonder how high up it can go. Now, I have a list of examples for these questions and targeted open ended questions. So that was mine today. How many shitty managers can we take out? Fun question. New goal. That's going to be my new goal. Okay. How many shitty managers can we take out? And how far up the chain can we go? Yeah. Also, to do that, we're going to need brilliant leaders to put into those places and to show them how it's done. Yes. Now, that's where I've been focusing my energy. That's where I've been focusing my time is training you to be brilliant leaders, training you to take your place. We're going to continue doing this. This is where I'm going to continue focusing my effort. And what a fun goal. How many shitty people can we take out? Yes, I love where I live here in southern New Mexico. I love visiting where I used to live in Colorado, and I love visiting my family in Minnesota, Wisconsin. However, I also enjoy traveling to other places, coming to visit your practices as a consultant and coming to do workshops with you and more brilliant leaders. Here's the thing. I can't be in every room at one time. Yes? So I need all of you to have the confidence and the clarity to do it too. Yes? Are you with me? All right, stick around. Here's the thing. This is what we're talking about today. Hello, I'm Marvin Nelson. I help doctors love their work again. And I take out managers in healthcare. How fun. For a long time. I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. How could I say this nicely? How could I encourage you into it? How can we bring you on board to our vision? How can we kind of work this out? It was too slow. It was exhausting, incredibly so. It wasn't making it happen. It wasn't doing it. Right. And frankly, my dad was a middle manager. He was. Now, he was a great middle manager. He would have been safe from all of us, but he did hate that know-it-all bossy woman coming into his work and kind of taking over. So there was a part of myself that I toned down. I didn't want to be too bossy. I didn't want to be too controlling. I didn't want to be directing too much. And there are some crappy bosses out there that need that. So we got to get rid of those. So stick with me. Today, we're going to be talking about how to see what they're doing, how to notice what they're doing, and what to do about it. Okay. At the end. In the meantime, today, we're going to be talking about the other 4 things that I see as I come into your practices as a consultant. Yes. So, for those of you that are in the desert Southwest, within 4 hours, like a nice day's drive of where I live, and you are a certified brilliant leader, you are eligible to apply for Enchanted Consulting. For those of you outside of that range, but are still in the central US, think like Missouri to Colorado and Minnesota to New Mexico, kind of central US, right? You are eligible for spiral coaching. What's the difference? Message me and I'll give you all the info. I come into your practice. I observe until people forget that I'm there. And then we refine the alignment toward your dream practice, right? Because you're already a brilliant leader, which means that you're really clear on it. You're confident in your leadership skills and you're comfortable, deeply comfortable with who you are and what your mission is. You want somebody to help you from the outside with an outside perspective, right? You can't sit in every room until somebody forgets until your staff and your team members forget that you're there. Yeah. You're being a doctor in another room, in a surgery suite, in a different office. So you need somebody that can come in and see what you're not able to see what's happening behind the scenes when you're not there, and then help you refine and align that towards your goals. Okay. So there are a few things that I see over and over and over that we're going to talk about today, how to find them more readily, and then what to do about them. Okay. So, number one that we're going to talk about is patient forms, tech forms, doctor forms, EMR customization, your websites. Your websites. This is a big one, that they're redundant or that they're contrary or that they don't fit how you want it to feel. Now, there are some things that are regulated, absolutely. And even with the things that are regulated, there are ways to customize and to adjust the how you want it to feel or ways to speak to that. If you want a drive-in, quick practice. I want to see bullet points. I want to see short sentences. I want to see targeted language. If you are in a flowy, spacious, really take the time to work with this through you kind of a practice, I want the language to be that way. I want your forms to be that way. Your Facebook pages are going to be that way. Your website is going to be that way. So that's number one is the written communication, the emails, your signatures on your emails. Yes, this is the stuff that we're refining and aligning. Usually you've got most of this like beautifully done. And then there's one thing and it's like a jarring thing that you just haven't thought about. The other thing that I want to talk about here is your reports and knowing where those report numbers come from. Is it something that your staff is entering and defaulting to because they don't really know what that box means? Like, this is a big epic thing, right? You have to push something to be able to move forward, and you got a patient standing in front of you. So they're just like entering a number, but it's skewing stuff on the back end, which could also be skewing your payment and your reimbursements. Okay. So knowing what reports you're having your staff pull, also knowing where those numbers come from, and then making sure that those are aligned towards your goals. Yes. I've seen doctors do this. The goal for the practice is a flowy and spacious feel to their patients. You want a lot of new patients so that you can code high and bill, not a ton of follow-ups, right? But then like visit numbers will go down and they get panicky about it. But you didn't want all those quick little follow-ups. You wanted the more spacious consult, new patient, higher coded exams. So, yes, your numbers are going to go down. That's the goal, that you're getting higher reimbursement for less people coming through. The time for the technicians to get your patients back or your MAs to get your patients back is going to be higher. You want it to be higher. It's a more hands-on type of a practice. So making sure that your goals, that the numbers you are monitoring align to that vision. Number two, clunky processes. Now, this is your technology, this is your staff members. Relocating your resources to align with your goal. Another one that I see is, oh yeah, it's just a quick upload and a download and then a quick upload. Oh yeah, it's like $10-$25 a month to pay for this program. But do you realize how long that's actually taking? How many steps and room there is for error? Is it worth the $25 to save the errors, to save the headache, to show your staff that you're supporting them, to show them that they matter to you, that you respect them? So again, it's a refining the alignment towards your stated goals. Okay. Sometimes this is technology, sometimes it's personnel. Products and procedures that you are offering, not matching. This is number three. I see so often, especially in the central US, in rural America, where doctors will say, yeah, but I'm the only one that can do this. So I have to offer this because my patients need, even though it doesn't fit at all with what we're trying to build. I don't like it. Staff doesn't like it. We're reimbursed like shit, but I got to do this thing. You want to be a high end ortho clinic, but you find yourself doing a bunch of pedicures on patients because they're not taking care of their feet and it's actually more a pedicure issue. Get a podiatrist in your office. Right. So this is where we start to expand, but you want to make sure that you are expanding within that vision and within those goals. Okay. What is taking your time, your space, your energy, your focus away from your vision? What products don't fit? What procedures don't fit? Right. Evaluating all of that. Now, here's the one you're not going to like. You are leading by example. Yes. So where are you incongruent? Where are you not aligning? Where are you talking the talk, but not walking the walk? Okay. Yeah, I'm happy to help. But then there's like a big groan anytime somebody asks you a question. You say, oh, we're all teammates and we're all equals. But then you put yourself at the head of the table every time. Mm-mm. But I'm the doctor. I get to be the head of the table, but I'm the head of the practice. No, if we are all equal, then we mix up where you sit. Yes, you still have the final, but when you're a leader that's confident, that holds the vision, that brings everybody with them, you know when it's time to be in the middle. You know when it's time to cheer on from the back and to motivate. And you know when it's time to charge from out front. Oh yeah, take care of yourself and healthy food. And then you bring in some like crap something. Or when you do meals for meetings or trainings, then you get crap food. Doesn't That's not aligned. Respect the patients. But then you tell them what procedure is for them. You don't show up on time. You don't like life happens, right? But you make them wait unnecessarily. You tell them what you're going to do instead of educating them and narrowing it down to a couple that you recommend. It's stuff that was normalized long before you that you're not seeing, that bringing somebody in from the outside. Yes, hopefully you are inclusive with your team and you allow them to have feedback and they've told you these things. But sometimes somebody coming from the outside is able to see these things in a way that somebody that's been there, that's normalized them, isn't going to. Okay. That's where I come in. Now we're going to talk about the last one is this middle manager that we're getting rid of. They're simply not on board with the vision and the goals. Yes. And so they undercut it either like a whole lot or just a little bit. Like, oh, they say they're going to do something on, oh, they forget to do the one that, or they order some paper, but the paper supply was out. So they get the one that they want, not like the one that's the most similar, that fits with the goals and is aligned, right? They get like the cheap one instead of the premium one. Like that doesn't fit the goals, right? That doesn't fit the vision. So, your first step, hopefully you've seen this already, but you may not, you can't be everywhere. You're the doctor, you're with the patients, you're doing the things, right? You're in the surgery suite. So for somebody to come in and be able to just be there, fly on the wall, and notice these little things that you've just, again, probably normalized or you're not there to see because they're doing it behind your back. So the 6 skills of leadership, yes, are awareness, okay, leading by example, training your team, empowering and encouraging, and then redirecting. All right. So this is that redirecting step. Are we going to redirect that staff member, that office manager, that front desk person, that technician that's been there forever, that nurse that started with the practice long before you, that this is the way things are done, that doesn't align with your goals? You're going to start first with, hey, this is where we're headed. This is where we're going. Tell me how you see we can better do that. Again, open ended, targeted questions. Let them speak. They will give themselves away. Okay. Then you know whether you're going to redirect back to the goal or away from the vision and invite them to go and grow elsewhere. Because if they're not on board with you, they're obviously not happy with you. Right. So they can go somewhere else where the goals are more aligned. Yes. All right. Let's get rid of as many shitty managers and supervisors and bosses and as we can. I saw a number today, something like 600 plus thousand managers in healthcare. Let's see how many of the shitty ones we can get rid of. You in? Let's do this.